evening and welcome to Talking Pop Culture with Jake D. It's good to join you tonight. And we are here tonight to talk about one of the funniest shows on television that I have seen in a very long time, and that is Resident Alien. And I have to say that thus far, 4 episodes into this run, I am absolutely thrilled, pleased, and surprised by everything that we've seen here. Overall, this entire show has just been a hell of a lot of fun. It was even one initially I didn't think would be good to cover on a weekly basis because it's more of a comedy as opposed to a story-driven show. And sometimes that doesn't always translate into a great episode by episode type coverage. But after watching what we're getting today and seeing how the show is developing, I do think it's going to lend itself to these weekly sorts of reviews. So, of course, something that I do like to be sure that I warn folks about, these are always spoiler reviews, and I'm definitely always going to be getting into that. So I'll start, though, with a rating for the episode. And I'm going to come in and give you all just a solid 8 out of 10 for episode 4 here, Birds of a Feather. Before we get super deep into it, though, let's do a quick hello in the chat. Just another red shirt. Good to see you, my friend. You are always present and always welcome here, my brother. And Geek Tripology, Pablo, good to see you in the chat, my friend. I hope that you are able to watch this show from Ecuador because it is well worth your time, sir. And Alex, that I try so hard to pronounce your name, but I never successfully do so. It's good to see you, my friend. And I certainly hope that you as well have the ability to watch this show because I know you're coming to us from Eastern Europe. And good morning to you, sir. So, Resident Alien, I'm coming in at a solid 8 out of 10 on this week's episode. I enjoyed the hell out of it. We get more of our developing plot and story beyond just the comedy effects. This has been described by some reviewers as a dramedy, which I guess I would have to go with and truly agree with overall, because there's definitely an underlying story that's developing, but they're doing it with a comedy flair that I find just absolutely satisfying and enjoyable to watch episode by episode thus far. So what happened in this week's show? It was almost like it was split into 2. This is an hour-long program on the SyFy Network. If you're watching it from their website, which is how I do, you're going to get about 5 2-minute commercial breaks during the stream, which I suppose is roughly equivalent to what you'd get if you were watching it on your cable television or what have you. Of course, me not having cable television, the website's my only access to watch the show. So I am grateful that SyFy does make this particular series available to watch in that fashion. So, all right, Pablo says he'll get the show, don't worry. And if it's good, he'll make damn sure to pay him back. All right, man. Good to hear. So the first half of the episode, it opens up with an homage to Cheers. They're even playing the theme song. You know, you want to go somewhere where everybody knows your name. And it is this sequence where Alan Tudyk is walking around the town of Patience, Colorado, and he's in his alien appearance, so he doesn't look human like he normally does. And he's walking around, he's saying hello to everybody, he's slapping high fives, he's throwing footballs, and he's just friends with everybody in the town. He walks into the bar and waves, and everybody greets him. And he walks up to an alien wife at the front steps of the house and kisses their baby. And he gets a special delivery sent to him, which is his doomsday device. And as soon as he opens it, you get this crazy sequence where it goes off and it basically dusts every human in the entire world. And then he just pops out of bed and makes the comment that, oh, I guess I dream now, which is absolutely it just throws you for a loop. You don't really know what's going on when you're seeing this opening sequence. So Alex says that he'll have to get it at the nearest outpost of Tortuga Bay. I am a fond fan of Pirates of the Caribbean, Alex, and by God, that trip to Tortuga that they take in those movies is absolutely delightful, and I can't blame anybody for trying to recreate that because it's a great set of movies. Love Johnny Depp. But yeah, the opening sequence is just really cool because it's got this homage to Cheers, and you see the effects of what he was sent to Earth to do, which of course was to wipe out all the humans because his species thinks the humans are absolutely horrible. And one of the things we've seen over the course of the series is that the longer he stays in his human form, the more human-like he becomes. And again, this dream that he's having just emphasizes that for us. The main issue that's happening in the first half of the episode is he's invited to dinner by Mayor Snowflake, whose son is the only person in the town that can see through his disguise as a human, and of course has been trying to tell everybody that he is actually an alien, not Harry the doctor that everyone else sees him to be. And so Harry is, of course, in his interactions and meeting and becoming friendly with the people of the town, he's got a couple of girls who've decided that they sort of like him. And I pulled a couple of clips to give you an idea of what the humor in this show is. So let's watch this really quick when he's talking to Asta, who is his nurse at the clinic, and her friend about maybe wanting somebody to go with him to dinner at the mayor's house.
Lucky I'm free.
I wasn't going to pay you. That would make you a prostitute.
So that's a little just sort of taste of the humor in this show. And Tudyk just plays the deadpan there, I think, excellently. That's a difficult brand of comedy to roll with, and he really makes it happen. Got to give kind of special kudos to the little kid in this show, who I think is also doing an excellent job of really leaning into the vision that the showrunners have for this. And he gets sat down by his folks and told that they're having Harry over for dinner, whom, of course, he's been extremely fearful of. And actually, Harry's tried to kill him a couple of times over the course of the show. And he sits down with his folks, and they tell him that they need to talk. And this quick little scene here is what ensues.
I just want you to know I'm okay with it.
You are?
Yeah. I live with Dad Monday to Wednesday and every other weekend. And I'm with Mom on Thanksgivings, because she can cook turkey. No.
Wait, you think that we're getting a divorce?
It's okay. Love is fleeting.
This is a little 9-10-year-old kid, and I'm impressed with his acting and comedy chops here. I mean, he's really rolling with it, and he's into the character, and he's playing this scene, and it's good chuckles, man. I like it. So Alex says he thinks the jokes with the kid are a bit over the top. They are, but they're supposed to be. And for me, it just tickles my funny bone really, really well. And you've got this scene where they're having dinner over at Mayor Snowflake's place, and the kid's friend is trying to get a copy of the keys for Harry's cabin so they can go poke around in there and find evidence that he's an alien to prove it to the town. And the kid just puts on this show of keeping Harry there as long as possible so that his friend can get these key copies done, and Harry will be none the wiser. And they wrap up the dinner. You're about halfway through the episode, and Harry gives the girl a ride home, and she asks him to kiss her, and he does this absolutely hysterical, having no idea what he's doing, kiss, which was pretty, just tickled my funny bone just the right way. And then when she leaves his truck, Harry looks down at his pants and he just, in his head, he yells out, rigor mortis, it's dying. Because he doesn't understand what his human body is doing and exactly what that erection he's experiencing is. And again, he plays it so well of his cluelessness of anything about humans. And it makes me laugh, man. And that's what I want out of a show like this. It just makes me crack up. And it was a hysterical scene and it worked. Second half of the episode, you get a little bit different approach. So Harry's getting brought out to perform a steroid injection for somebody's grandmother because that helps her out when she can't walk with her back problems. And this is when the kids take the opportunity to break into his house. You get a little bit of back and forth. Harry, because he's an idiot, reveals that his nurse actually has a kid who happens to be her assistant at the clinic, and it's with her family and everything, and they're all shocked because they didn't even really know about the status of that kid, particularly her grandma, who was getting the steroid injection to get her back on her feet. Meanwhile, the kids, they're sneaking around in Harry's house. They break into the basement. They find the pieces of his spaceship that he's been locating, and they touch the device that he made with the tellurium, which causes flotation, and it shocks him and it knocks him out. Harry gets home. He finds them in the basement, and he's very, very mad because they're still alive. So now he has to deal with that instead of just getting rid of them as he would have done if they had died, which is so weird. It's this two-sided pieces of his personality that we experience in the show that I really, really enjoy, because you've got this sort of lovable character, the human part of Harry, and then you've got the sadistic alien parts of him simultaneously. And you love this guy, but then you're also consistently reminded that he's a murderous alien, which just, it sounds so odd when I say it, but it flows together in this show in a way that just works, and it makes you laugh your ass off. So he puts the two kids in duffel bags, and he's getting ready to take them out of the house and presumably do something with them when Harry, the real Harry's wife, shows up, and bam, that's the end of the episode. It's about 45 minutes long, and for me, it's just funny as hell. And right now, at least 4 episodes into the show, I cannot recommend it enough. And I do appreciate everybody for coming out, saying hello, having a little listen to what's going on with this particular show. If you've made it this far, please do remember to press that like button. Consider sharing it with your friends on social media. And if you haven't already, I do hope that I have earned your subscription after this viewing. And yeah, Alex, more detached than murderous. I mean, yes and no, because he talks about how he's there to kill everybody, and he talks about how he has killed people, and he talks about how he wants to kill the kid constantly. So I mean, a bit of an amoral approach, at least when it comes to the humans, but it just friggin' works. All right, everybody. I think that's going to cut it for tonight. Thank you so much for coming by. And I certainly do hope that we'll see you on the next stream. Probably be going Saturday morning for a bit of a WandaVision review. And please do consider joining us at 5:15 Central Time on Sunday for our weekly Howling About Entertainment panel, where we talk about everything that's going on in entertainment news for the week. Thank you, and good night.